Good morning and welcome to Three Charts in One with me, Richard Perry, market analyst for Infonox on Friday the 9th of September. It's a very somber day here in the UK given the passing of our beloved Queen Elizabeth II, but financial markets continue to move and we've got three charts that I'm looking out for today. I'm going to look at euro dollar initially and then I'm going to move on to the silver chart and finally with S&P futures as well. So straight into it with this euro dollar chart. Now what we have seen is the euro has rallied. The ECB meeting yesterday, 75 basis points, helped the euro to recover intraday and into this morning. And what we have seen is this move higher once more towards this resistance around 101 big figure area. These old lows back from late July, early August became resistance in mid-August, and again we're now testing this resistance area 101.0090. But interestingly enough, we've seen that RSI unwinding back towards 50 once more. Now that makes this once again a key moment for this recovery. Can it continue higher, pushing through that resistance to test that downtrend? That is the big question, because obviously the ECB has turned more hawkish than the markets had been expecting, and the prospect of more rate hikes to come. So does that now put the euro on a bit of a rebound? Well, this is sort of pivot territory, isn't it? I think around 101 big figure, we'll find out whether this is a move that can be sustainable. Pushing through that would, on a closing basis, would certainly be a more positive outlook. And then we could start to think about maybe 102 big figure area, but obviously that downtrend and the 55-day moving average, which capped these two resistance points previously in the summer months, comes in overhead as well. So plenty of overhead supply to get through, plenty of resistance overhead. So we'll see whether this is a bull failure or not. But certainly at the moment, what we have seen is that this market has rallied, more positive on that 4-hour chart. RSI holding up above 100 to 30 area. If that is the case today as a basis of support, if that can hold, then that is again adding to a more positive outlook. But again, that 101 big figure needs to be broken on the upside. Onto the silver chart. Well, I've sort of gone back quite a long way, because what we can see here is another rally, another broken downtrend. But what we've seen previously is these sort of moves higher to break these downtrends, then just subsequently peter out, generally around overhead supply resistance area. You can see that with this move back here. We can see that with this move back in August as well. The overhead supply from these old key lows eventually take hold and see that as resistance. So just focusing in a little bit more, we can see that we've got a pivot area around the 1940 to 1950 area. I think that could be a basis of resistance we've seen, which ultimately starts to sort of restrict the recovery, and we've got the move up towards 50. There's still a little bit of upside potential, maybe into the 50s, and which is where we saw into the August rally. But I think ultimately this is likely to still be a move that just does start to peter out again. 1940 is the resistance area that we are looking at initially, and that could be where we sort of move towards. Now we've got this sort of recovery momentum going. We can see that on the 4-hour chart, more positive configuration on that 4-hour RSI in this recovery phase. You've got a nice basis of support initially, sort of around that 1840 to 1850 area. That would be sort of buy territory if it does hold on a little correction move back below this reaction low from yesterday. I'll sort of zoom in there to see a bit better. Around 1813, 1810, 1813. If that sort of starts to break to the downside, you start to pull lower again. So that would be the risk there. And finally, onto the S&P futures. Well, we've seen two positive sessions. That is a bullish engulfing candle that was on Wednesday. Again, a nice buy into weakness yesterday, but once more we're sort of up towards resistance. RSI still effectively just unwinding from a negative configuration. So this is still an unwind within this downtrend phase. You've got the overhead supply that comes in around 40.70 up towards 41.10. So this is recovery within this negative phase still, and obviously we now need to see how far this one can go. Just on the 4-hour chart, you can see here up towards resistance, just sort of petering out a little bit overnight, but if it can get through decisively 20, then you can start to think about a test of that downtrend potentially, sort of, and that resistance around 40.70 up towards 41.10. That downtrend is a key factor, and that overhead supply is key there as well, 40.70 towards 41.10. So we are in a recovery phase on S&P futures, but can it continue to move higher? Because obviously we've got this support band around sort of 38.80 up towards that 39.20. That is obviously key level of support. Now, if that breaks on a medium term basis, you really are looking corrective, but certainly a near-term recovery in momentum, but again, overhead supply needs to be broken. So I wish you good luck in your trading, everyone, today, and I will speak to you soon. Thank you very much.